And we are back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the weird, strange, wonderful world of Keeper's Corner, a brand new original 2D stylized animated musical series that we are developing from scratch, literally from the beginning. In the last video, if you did not catch it, you can check it now. Pause this one and go check out that one, because we discussed the first two cuts of the teaser trailer that we are trying to put together. And today, as promised, we're going to continue looking through a couple more of the cuts. In the first video, we looked at cuts number 1 and 2. Today, we're going to look through 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to get a way better, clearer picture of what is happening in this teaser. And we're going to see the wonderful animation that our animator has very kindly provided us. And this will allow us to form a deeper connection with the art and the animation, and hopefully start to put this crazy, weird world together in some form or another. So starting off with cut number 1, because we cannot just jump to the third one. We got to go backwards just a little bit and create the story from the beginning, but we're going to be doing it relatively quickly. And let's get straight into it. So as we discussed, cut number 1, we see a wonderful character sitting here on the right hand side. She looks incredibly bored. It looks like she's just swiping on her phone. Not sure if it's doom scrolling, perhaps she's texting someone, or maybe she's just watching YouTube videos of how Keeper's Corner gets made. Either that, or I don't know. But nonetheless, she is sitting and she's just staring, and she looks pretty much bored. The background, not much else is happening in this frame. In this cut, we see she could be alone. She could be waiting for someone. Either way, it looks like she made herself something to drink from the bar behind her. And she looks like she's smoking a cigarette over here. Let's jump to cut number 2 so we can form a little bit of a clearer picture as to what is going on. Now we see she's still sitting, scrolling on her phone. We have a little bit of a zoom up into the situation, and we can see what was once calm before. If we take our attention and we move our eyes from right to left, and we look at the doors that allow us to get entry into this place, we can see that there is some sort of chaos looming behind the doors. It sort of looks like something or someone is trying to get inside. Perhaps it's a creature of some sort, or it's another character. Perhaps it's not a character at all. Maybe it's the environment outside of this building or place that she's currently sitting in. But nonetheless, there is something happening behind those doors, and looks like someone is trying to get inside. And looking at the music note above her head, she's obviously whistling or humming. Her lips over here kind of look like she's whistling. But there is a hint that there is music happening over this specific shot. She's still smoking. The drink looks the same. It doesn't look like she's taken a sip just yet. Maybe it's someone else's drink. Maybe she's waiting for this person to get back to the table. Now, for the fun part, let's jump to cut number 3 so we can see if someone or something is in fact trying to get through the doors. Okay, cut number 3. What's happening? All right, she still looks very, very bored, and we see someone or something has finally managed to make its way through these doors and has now officially moved its way inside. Judging by the style of this character, we cannot tell what or whom or how this character is or came to be, and I am purposely leaving out a lot of the backstory to Keeper's Corner because we don't want to reveal so much just yet. We rather want to create a bit of a hype and an interest in the actual story before doing so. But nonetheless, we can see that this, let's call it a thing right now, definitely doesn't look too human at the moment. But yeah, this character has definitely made its way through the doors. Perhaps it was struggling to make its way through the doors. And this female character over here still looks bored, as if she couldn't care less. So this character breaking through and finally getting inside clearly has not fazed this character. She still looks like she couldn't give a shit, right? This could signify that this is a regular occurrence. This happens often enough that it doesn't creep her out when this thing on the left manages to barge through like that. Let's keep it moving. Cut number 4. All right, a little bit of comedic action here. We can see he's saying "arg." Right, that sounded a bit like a pirate. Not sure if that's what he sounds like. We can see that he's holding a bottle. Notice that I have changed his pronouns to he. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that this dude is a male character. It looks like he's wearing a cool, long, weird, wonderful robe or coat of sorts. He's got a little bit of a top hat there, and it looks like he's holding a bottle of something, perhaps taken from here. Perhaps this is his own supply, or perhaps he's just a weird bar hopper that decides to break into random bars. And maybe he's just a little bit drunk. Looks like he's been drinking. Was probably trying and stumbling to get his way inside, and he finally managed to get through. Now he's like, ugh, stupid doors, right? So he's finally in. And as we can still see, the character on the right-hand side, she doesn't care. So the fact that she doesn't care is interesting, because this really does mean that this happens often enough to warrant her not caring at all. Because if she really did care, she would obviously be surprised, or she would be freaked out. Who is this random weirdo with a top hat and a weird long cloak that suddenly barged in? But yeah, that's definitely not the case with this one. All right, cut number 5. We can see the female still has not moved. She's still swiping. She does not care at all that this dude is making his way slowly to the bar. He looks a little lopsided. He looks like he definitely isn't walking straight, so he's definitely had a few. We can see he's grabbing onto the wall there, onto the corner, to, I'm assuming, trying to help regain his balance. He's obviously falling and dropping things on the floor. One thing he is not dropping is his bottle of whatever this is. Liquor, booze, maybe it's water, maybe it's sparkling water, maybe it's soda. Doubt it. I think it's alcohol. It's funny because obviously I know what it is because it's a part of the storyboard. However, this is all fun for you guys, right? This is where you get to figure it out, because all of this is going to be actually played out live. Like, we're going to see these characters actually moving. His movement from behind the doors, breaking through, coming in finally, acting all drunk and lopsided, and making his way through to the bar. He's clearly holding on to the one bar stool there. And yeah, she is still not phased. All right, let's move on to the last cut of this video to see if we can gather a little bit more information before we make any assumptions of what we think could or couldn't or should or shouldn't be happening in this little scene. Cut number 6. All right, so now this is the final one for this video. Let's have a look-see, shall we? Female character, still scrolling, doesn't care. We seem to have the drunk character finally managing to sit down. There's a little text there saying sit, so we know he finally actually does manage to sit down. Note, he's still holding his bottle of booze, so whether he's lopsided, drunk, out of his wits, he still manages to hold on to the bottle. So he's obviously very, very passionate and cares very deeply for this bottle, because it's the one thing that looks stable about him right now, right? The rest does not look as stable. And it's interesting the way his coat creates this sort of smoky, weird, texturized vapor or whatever this stuff is blowing from the bottom of his clothes, cloak, robes, whatever he's wearing, right? His top hat still on his head, and his bottle of booze still sitting comfortably in his right hand. We have a third character that randomly just appeared miraculously, standing behind the bar. Let's look at him, shall we? Let's get a bit of a close-up with him. All right, he is standing here. There's some sort of energy that's surrounding him. I think this sort of portrays that he suddenly just appeared with a pop, right? Because, I mean, you can't not be somewhere and then just appear without anything happening, right? We should have details showing that he just sort of appeared. He wasn't there before and now he is there. Zooming out quickly, female character still on her phone. Nothing's changed with her, but the character behind the bar, who is bald with pointy ears, looks like he is about to have a conversation, or try and converse rather, with this drunk dude sitting right here. So this is where things start to get interesting, because we now have a scene with 3 characters in it, and now the story can actually start to develop from here. And this is cut number 6. In the teaser, we have a total of 10. And that will be the entire teaser trailer, 30 to 35 seconds. And in the next video, we will go over the last 4. So you'll be able to see the still images of the entire sequence of events that occurs during this little teaser. So, yeah. I hope you are all enjoying. If you are and you want to stay updated with Keeper's Corner and you want to see what happens and how the story unfolds with us creating this thing, this beast of a project, as well as seeing what happens with the story, with these characters, where they are, what they are, why they are, who they are, where is this place, what is going on, why does this guy have a weird long coat with a top hat, why is this dude bald with pointy ears, and why is she currently the only one that looks at least more human than the other 2, then please, yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date. Put that little silly notification bell on so you'll be notified when we actually put out more content. All right, so on that note, let's wrap up today's video. I want to thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching.